Elevated Chicago is a dynamic new initiative grounded in partnerships.
A citywide effort to bring development to neighborhoods that have often been passed over.
To transform the physical and cultural condition of several communities across Chicago using mass transit stations as the catalyst.
A new approach to development in communities on Chicago's west and south side.
I'm excited to be working with such amazing people that care about our city in such a deep way.
We start at the community level because people in the community know what they need. They know what's good for their community. So how do we start with ideas that bubble up at that community level and elevate them, amplifying community voice?
Elevated Chicago will create a community where community residents actually have a say in what development happens within their neighborhood. And it's an opportunity for us to connect with our brothers and sisters throughout neighborhoods in the city of Chicago.
To put some investment back in neighborhoods that have been traditionally disinvested, to provide them the opportunity to have a higher quality of life.
Elevated Chicago is a collaboration of 17 nonprofit, for-profit, and public sector organizations advancing racial equity near transit stations in the city in what we call equitable transit-oriented development model. So when you look at the history of this country, we have really either intentionally, in some cases, or unintentionally displaced people of color, sometimes due to pressures in development and gentrification, in other cases due to disinvestment in their communities. When you look at the socioeconomic indicators, health indicators in communities of color, in particular majority Black and majority Latino communities versus others, those indicators are much lower. So we believe in equitable development and have a city that works for all, that is healthy for all, that is resilient for all, making sure that from the very beginning we include all the voices that need to be included, so we make the most of not only the outcomes of development, but also the process itself.
Elevated has a really unique opportunity to redefine not just the way we do development, but how we view racial equity as an aspect of that development.
It's an opportunity to develop system changes and develop policy changes.
An opportunity for people in our community to decide what responsible development is all about.
An opportunity for neighborhoods to reach their full potential, a place where everybody can realize their dreams for the future.
An opportunity for transformation, change, and fairness.
Opportunity to model how other communities in the Chicago region, and in fact across the country, can stimulate economic development, improve racial equity, climate resilience, public health.
Change is happening. Elevated Chicago is working with communities to ensure that change is equitable for all.
Across Chicago, we are elevating the growing arts and culture scene. We are elevating health-focused investments.
We are elevating entrepreneurism and business incubators. We are elevating new ideas in housing development without residential displacement.
Elevated Chicago is committed to adaptability, inclusion, innovation, impact, and transparency.
Learn more about our work at elevatedchicago.org.
I am Elevated Chicago.
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 I am Elevated Chicago.